Let me put this in. Hello. Hello, everyone. I am going live today, day 9 of the love routine, and some hairs being all a little weird right now. I have been at a convention for most of this morning, most of today, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed in a really good way, in the best way, but I wanted to share my experience with you guys and hopefully shed some information on energy work. I cannot talk. Energy work. Oh, it's going to be one of those lives. I can already feel it, where I'm just like needing to capture my thoughts and my words and and make sense of it. So, if you are just now joining and you don't know what any of the past lives, I have been saying that I'm going to a convention this weekend, and this said convention is here now. And I have been doing so probably since like 10 a.m. this morning. I've been doing these like different sessions, and the first session that I went into was really it was a lot. And it was a lot because I asked a question, kind of like Bashar. Basically, it was somebody who channeled an ET entity, and they were able to answer any questions in the audience. And I got information. This information was very exciting to hear about, and there was a lot of energy work that we did within 2 hours. It was a 2 hour session. And then after those 2 hours, I went into another 2 hour session. And then after that, I was like, whoa, this is actually a lot for me in a good way. In a good way. But usually this will happen when you do energy work and when you've done like whether it's a deep meditation or when you've shifted quantum leaping, what a lot of people would describe it as. But I certainly feel like I'm in a different, like, I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me know if you can. But I just feel like I am shifting into a different energy. Um, Yeah, and so okay, so let me explain what happened, okay? Let me not be so general right now. So I went into the session, and there were two beautiful women at the front, and both of them were channelers. And so we started off the beginning of the session, and we did like a body test. And if you guys don't know, I'll kind of explain it to you. Like, okay, so there's a test that you can do where you hold your arm out and then you hold something else in your hand. It could be anything. It could be a crystal, it could be a pen, it could be cigarettes. Like literally people experiment with stuff like this. So they'll hold, actually a cigarette is a very good example. They'll hold it and then they'll have their hand out like this, and then you press down on the hand and you hold your hand as straight as you can possibly, and you use all of your might to keep it at that level. So the other person is going to press down and see how weak or how strong you are. So this is like an example of a body test. Hi guys. This is an example of a body test because it's showing, it's like getting into the subconscious mind. It's tapping into the subconscious mind and whether or not it's good for you. So or not that it's good or bad for you, but like what is giving you more strength, right? So this body test that we did, we were standing up in a neutral space. So like we weren't forward, we weren't backwards, we were just standing neutrally, and feet hip width apart. And then she would ask us a question, and the question was a simple yes or no. And based off of the yes or no, our bodies would naturally lean forward or naturally lean back. And she said that you could do this. I'm definitely going to be doing this now. She said that you can use this at the grocery store if you wanted to. Like anywhere that you go, let's say you're at the grocery store and you're like, ooh, okay, do I want Do I think that this food will be good for me to have tonight? And then you just feel your body either sway forward or sway backwards. Forward was yes for us, and then backwards was no. So your body intuitively knows the answers. And it was very interesting the responses that I had towards her questions. And without going too deep into what the specific questions were, some of them were questions like, I know that I can channel or have the ability to do so. And like my body would automatically rock forward, right? And then there was like another question of like, do you fear being seen? And then I would like rock forward. Like it was just wild, the answers that I was giving. And then let's say if there was like a blockage or like something that your body was experiencing that it just doesn't serve you anymore to experience that type of limitation, then she would say, if you give me permission, then I will clear it. And then she would spend like a couple of seconds clearing the energy, and then she would retest the same phrase, and your body would go in the opposite direction. Like it's fascinating. So I'm like, so she cleared a lot of the energy that I was working with, that we were working with. And then, and that was just part one. That was just part one. Because then there was another woman. Um, these women are just so beautiful. Like, I just can't. Like, I feel so different. So, anyway, the other woman, she was sitting cross legged at the front, and she was channeling the ET. So she channeled the ET. They spoke as to who they were and like what their name was, how many times they had been on this earth, different. So they were from the eighth dimension. Okay, so they were in the eighth. They talked about the eighth dimension just a little bit, and then we got to ask questions in the room. And my question was about Athena, because I've known about Athena for a couple years since the beginning of this channel. Like starting this channel was like when I told myself that this was something that needed that like we need to go in this direction, right? So I had already known about Athena probably like a couple months prior to that, but I didn't act on changing the name or like becoming this channel until a couple months. So anyway, I asked her a question. I asked the entity a question, and I asked them if Athena was even the right name, and if it was coming from my future or past self or both, what exactly Athena is to me, and like just for clarification on how to better channel, right? And the first thing that they said was that they were thrilled, they were delighted that I asked this question, and then the ET was like, "I'm bringing forth Athena." And as soon as they said that they were bringing forth Athena, I immediately felt her. I felt her and I started like getting teary eyed. And they said that Athena was a guide. They also said, I have things written down, which again, I don't know how specific I want to get with this, but I will tell you guys, I will share with you guys how much she had to say. So she said like it was probably about 5 minutes worth of information. So I jotted down the things that were really important to me. But Athena is basically a guide, and she was on point. You know, you want to know how I knew she was on point? Because she said, um, she's been here, she's been with you since you were 12, and but you only became aware of her 2 or 3 years ago, which is how long I've had the channel. Also, how long, like, if we take into account how many months prior to starting the channel and all that stuff, and me just like figuring out what this is. She's like, yep, this is your guide, and it's like helping direct you, and you need to act on the simple, small thoughts. Like the thoughts that you are having, you need to act on those. And the best way to channel this Athena, she said a lot more than this, but this is like the bulk of it, that Athena is somebody that you can connect to and that you are channeling when you are tapped into the frequency of love. And excuse me. She also mentioned that I need to, this is very interesting. She said, it's better when you listen, which, guys, like, I love going live. I love talking to you guys. And the fact that I prefer going live because I can listen. I can listen to you guys. I can answer the questions. I'm able to channel. Like, this is exactly what I was talking about. I've known this. I've known this. I'm way more engaged, and I can, like, we've been on here for 10 minutes. It feels like 5 seconds has gone by because of whatever is happening in my brain or in my body. It doesn't feel as though I'm like really here. It feels like I'm here. I'm here. I'm definitely here. But it's just something else. Something else. So anyway, um they said something about a partner, which was very interesting. They said, Athena is here to teach you 3 things. And they didn't go into depth about the 3 things. But they said one of them is to listen and to have a partner to help you expand that consciousness, to have a partner that helps you with that. And I'm thinking in my mind, this is so crazy because earlier on this year, which I have never shared on this platform before, earlier on in this year, I had met this person who just like randomly, okay? It was a random, it was actually a random Tuesday night to be exact. And we just hit it off, right? We hit it off. I do have experiences like this quite often where like I do feel and I have a very strong assumption that I'm in the right place at the right time. So usually the people that I meet have very strong synchronicities with me. So this man that I met, very strong synchronicities with me. We were in Las Vegas when we met. He flew out to LA to see me. Like it was this whole thing where like we we were very like we just had to share information or like just be around each other, right? And one of the oddest things, like, just pause for dramatic effect, because what I'm about to say next is tea. Is tea. So we're hanging out, and I asked him, or no, he brought up the situation, right? I remember this. He brought up the situation about kids. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, if I don't have kids, then I'd be sad, but like I want to have kids. And then I was like, what about you? And he was like, yeah, if I were to have kids, I feel like I would have a girl, right? And I said, oh, okay, do you have any girl names? Because like I feel like women, we have our list like of girl names. And he goes, "Yeah, I'd probably name my girl Athena." What? No, I'm sorry. Like, oh, I get chills talking about this because I was like, um, okay, that wasn't like the first, like that wasn't the third name or the fourth name that he blotted out. It was the first name that he had brought up, and I've always known that I've seen my daughter. I've seen her in a dream. I've had a lucid dream with her, and I know exactly what she looks like, and her name is Athena, right? So so I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Now, this doesn't mean that this person is my husband. It just like, and I don't like I'm very go with the flow when it comes to like again meeting people and the synchronicities that I have. So maybe he could be like maybe, but maybe he isn't. So I was like, wow, that's very interesting. Cool to hear. And then this is all going to tie together because when I'm at the conference, after the session is over, people were coming up to me. So, like this one girl, she came up to me, gave me her card because she teaches how to channel. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then this other girl, um, she channels and she comes up to me afterwards. This is probably like 15 minutes has probably passed. She comes up to me and she said, hey, I just want to let you know that I channel. And what I received from the questions that you asked, Athena is also your future child. And I just started crying. Like in the middle of I'm in the middle of this hallway, just like tearing up. And I'm like, thank you so much. She is. She is. So all of this stuff is confirmation right now. As you can see, this is why I'm also very like I feel that there's a lot going on with me energetically. So um this live is also going to be kind of short because I just need to take a shower and cry and like take off my makeup and just like feel things because there has just been so many realizations and it's only day 1. There's 3 days of this and it was so much. I didn't even get into the second session that I had, which was another 2 hours and it was on cats, which was incredible. And I tapped into Willow and I had a conversation with her and that was a whole thing. It was just all the rage. Like, I mean, total hoopla. I just love her so much. And she's eating right now. So, I I don't even know where I was going with this. Anyway, yeah, I've discovered so much within these past couple of hours, but the thing is, it's usually, confirmation. It's like it's somebody saying something that resonates with you so much, it's like information that you already knew and that your body already knows this information, which is so cool to me. So, yeah, that's all I have to share. I'm just a bit overwhelmed with everything that has happened in these past couple of hours. And I look forward to updating you guys on what happens tomorrow because that's when Bashar is going to have his hour and a half, I think it is. Hour and a half or 2 hours. I think it's an hour and a half. But there's other segments, there's other sessions that are going on throughout the day. So I'm hoping that I can be ready and equipped to take on a couple a couple more hours than what I did today and we'll see. But I'm not going to push it and I only want to get the information that I need to receive. Athena is your child. Wow, what a plot twist. I know, right? It's weird because I've always known that and I think it's a beautiful name and but something about it, it's like I can see her and I know what she looks like. I know that her name is Athena, but then also it feels like it's so a part of me. Like if it's my child, right? It is a part of me. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, what if everything like this YouTube channel, I named it Athena because this is like my way of this is the direction, this is the path that I need to take in order to manifest her. You know what I mean? Things unfold in such a weird way. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know how your guys' days are going, or if today was good. If it wasn't, totally fine too. If you guys have been feeling emotional like I have, let me know. There's also these booths all over the convention place, and there is this darling darling clothing shop and it's filled with these beautiful floral feminine dresses just like and it's like it just came straight from my imagination. Like tell me why I have been thinking in my mind I want a beautiful feminine flowy dress. Like I want to feel I just want to wear more dresses lately. That's how I've been feeling and I want to wear pink, you know? I just want to wear different things. And this place, ugh, it made me so happy. I was smiling the entire time that I was looking through the clothes. They're awesome days. It gets dark so soon though. Like the weather, right? Because that's how it's been over here too. Divine Mother wants to come through you. Yeah. Mm, I agree. I agree. Oh, yeah, I agree. And that's another thing. So, in the first session, when I was sitting there, I was more towards the front, and I'm just like I can feel it now. I was feeling so much, and there was a question there was a question from another person in the room, and this person also was a channeler. And when the ET spoke about this person that is being channeled, I was overwhelmed by the amount of love that was brought forth from the the channeler, like whoever this channeler channels on a regular basis, that ET brought that entity out. So same way that they brought Athena out for me, they brought out her channeler, and this channeler was like, well, this entity was so excited and filled with love, excuse me, that I'm just sitting there and I had my eyes closed for a majority of the time. But when I felt the presence of it, like it was just the word rejoice kept popping up. And she kept saying it too, the person that was at the front, channeling the ET and then all the other people and answering questions. And she even got emotional too because of how powerful this thing was. So it was just so beautiful to feel that. And I was just feeling so much. I was just feeling so much today. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. If you have any questions though, I will answer them before ending the stream. I'll probably give it like a minute or so. If you want to type any questions, I'll answer. But yeah, really cool discoveries. Oh, and then while you guys, well, if you guys are writing a question, I did a session on cats, and there is a woman who has devoted her life towards channeling cats. She also does dogs and other animals, but she is divinely connected to cats and like their energies. She can tap into them, and cats have their owners, right? Like they have a very, very significant relationship. So there's different archetypes of cats. And I took a quiz. I took the quiz that she had on the board. And Willow is my soulmate. That's the archetype I got, which is not a coincidence. Oh, she is. She totally is. And then we went into a meditation session and we asked our cats different questions. And so one of the questions was, what is the purpose of Willow being here? And do you know what she said to me? This girl, what I heard in my meditation. She she said, my purpose is to help you not feel like a scaredy cat. She was like, and she said it in such a sassy tone, and I'm like, this is so Willow. And for her, she is funny. Like sometimes I'll look at her and she's just like, girl. 'Cause cats are in the moment and cats help you come back. They help ground you. They do a lot of healing energy work. And she was like, girl, here we are. Like, you got to go for it. And I kept hearing the word or the phrase, we're ready. So that was like one of the main questions that we asked in the meditation was if you're hearing anything or if you're feeling anything, can you translate it in any way? And it was so interesting to hear everybody's different responses too. It was very different than mine. So that's also how I know that like I'm talking to my cat. Like they all had different experiences with their animals. And so she just kept saying, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah. All right. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.